Hello neighbors, it's Eclipse Day here down by the creek. And I'm Christopher Henry with Noya Mountain Music. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be looking at the Lone Ranger today because this is one of those internal repertoire practice tunes that is fun. A lot of people know. That's the part that most people know. But it also just so happens that it's good for the right hand. It's good for the shuffle. And so it's going to sound something like this. Okay, so let's work on our counting. Here's how it goes. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Okay, so it's got two 16th note pickup notes to the downbeat. Starting on your open D, that is the 5th in G. You walk up 5 notes in G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be your starting note for your pickup notes. Okay, it's also going to be the downbeat. So you got and a 1. All right, so it's going to be two 16th note pickup notes to the downbeat and a 1. From the downbeat, from the 1, we're going to have some shuffles. 1 and a 2 and a. All right, so we got and a 1 and a 2, and then we have and a 3 and 4. That's our first line. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Start on the open D. And a 1, and a 2, and a. And 5th fret of the D. Open A. And 2nd fret of the A. Those are going to be all downstrokes. Down, down, down. We got our shuffles in the beginning. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, down. That's our first line. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Second line sounds like this. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Okay, this is from the TV show The Lone Ranger, but it's originally a Russian composer named Rossini. Maybe that's how you say it. It's a classical piece, maybe some opera in there, just for a little history. So second line, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. So once again, it has two 16th note pickup notes to the downbeat of this bar. And a 1, and a 2, then you're up to the 2nd fret of the A. And so that's shuffled there on the second beat. And a 1, and a 2. The shuffle on the second beat is split between the open D and the 2nd fret of the A. And the third beat of that bar is open A, 3. The and of 3 is the 4th fret of the D. The 4th beat is the open D. Could be a little confusing out of context. Here's what the line sounds like. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. This is where it changes chords and goes to the D chord. All right, so you got D, 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 2nd fret of the A, 2, 2, open A, 4th fret of the D coming down to the open D. All right, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Third line is the same as the first. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. The fourth line is probably the hardest because it's splitting the pickup notes between the 5th fret of the D and 2nd fret of the A. It's gonna be down, up, and then the downbeat of the fourth line starts on the 5th fret of the A. 1 and a 2, E and a 3 and 4. So it's got this nice scalar line of notes that go with 16th notes. So you got 1 and a, that's a shuffle there on the first beat. 1 and a, now here comes your line. 2 E and a 3. So those notes are all down and up 16th notes. 2 E and a 3. The frets are 5, 3, 2, open A, and then 5th fret of the D. All right, so this is how this starts. 1 and a 2, E and a, then we have 8th notes. 3 and 4, that's 5th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the A, back to 5th fret of the D. This is your fourth line. 1 and a 2, E and a 3 and 4, that's the fourth line from the downbeat. But you have to get these arpeggiating pickup notes, 5th fret of the D and 2nd fret of the A, before the downbeat. So it's really and a 1 and a 2, E and a 3 and 4. You might practice that in a little loop. And a 1 and a 2, E and a 3 and 4. And a 1 and a 2, E and a 3 and 4. And a 1, etc., etc. That's called a passage fragment loop. Okay, where you take one line and just loop the line because it might be more difficult than the others. All right, so from the top, going slowly, this is what we got. But before we do, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little bell there for the notifications, and you'll get all the good stuff from Noya Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. And a 1 and a 2 no, we're in the key of G. But Rossini and the original Lone Ranger soundtrack, that was in the key of E. But we're going to talk about going from G to A, like we do in our internal repertoire practice, and then taking it to E a little later on. Okay, so hang in there. Okay? So let's just go a little faster. I'll count it off for you. 1, and if the video is going by too fast, stop it, work out each little line. So we have basically 3 lines that are different. The first line and the third line are the same. The second line and the fourth line are different. Okay? So let's take it from the top, going slow. I'll count it off. 1, or maybe go medium. 1, 2, and 3, and go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3 again. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. The B part sounds like this. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. That's the B part one time, just repeats that. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And there's like a third part, maybe a fourth part, but we're just gonna play the 2 parts together, the A and the B part. All right. So this is kind of going to like an E minor chord. If we're in the key of G, it's gonna be your 6 minor. And it kind of ends on the D chord. That's how it resolves back to the 1, the G chord. We don't have to worry about the chords too much unless you're playing it with your friends. Then you're gonna want to know the chords. So the melody to the B part starts off with pickup notes again. And a 1. So that's why it's cool to play this one, because it's got so much of our classic bluegrass texture of the shuffle lick built into the melody. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. That's our first line. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4 up to the 4th beat. And then it has pickup notes into the second line. Let's figure out what those notes are. Starting on the 2nd fret of the A, and a 1. So we have 2 pickup notes, 2 16th notes to the downbeat, and a 1. When we play the first beat, we're going to be doing a shuffle on the 2nd fret of the A. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. So we're going to play shuffles up to the 3rd beat. The 3rd beat's going to be split between the 2nd fret of the A and the open E. 3, and then back to your 2nd fret of the A. 4. All right. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. That's your first line. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Make sure you're getting your down and ups right. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, down. 8th notes are usually all downstrokes. The shuffle lick is down, down, up. All right. So we have our pickup notes. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Here's our second line. And a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we have pickup notes to the downbeat and a 1 like we did for the first line. All right, from there it's going to change rhythm to mostly 8th notes. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so from the downbeat we had our 2 16th note pickups down and up on the 2nd fret of the A. Then we have these 8th notes, 2nd fret of the A, 1, open E, and back to the 2nd fret of the A, 2, open A, and then 3rd beat is going to be 5th fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, excuse me, coming down 4th fret, 2nd fret of the D. It's a little descending line, kind of in your E minor scale. So that's 2, 2, 2, open E, back to the 2nd fret of the A, 2, open A, and then 5, 4, 2 on the D string. All right, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So let's play our first line and second line together. Go 1, 2, with your pickup nose. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And then the third line is the same as the first. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. Okay, so third line same as the first. And here is our fourth line. And a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So again, each of these lines has the 2 16th note pickup notes down and up on the 2nd fret of the A. And then the downbeat is the 2nd fret of the A. This is our fourth line. And a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So again, a lot like the second line, mostly 8th notes. We have our 2 16th note pickup notes to the downbeat, and a 1, open E, and then 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. All right. And a 1, and 2, and 3, fret of the A and 4th fret of the A. It's kind of toggling. And a 1, open E for the and. Second beat is the 5th fret. 2, the and of 2 is the 4th fret. And then it goes back to the 5th fret. 3 and 4, toggling between 5 and 4 on the A string. And a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, that's our B part. Let's play it slowly. 1, 2 with your pickup notes. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and then repeat that B part. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. Then you go back to the A part. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then back to the A. Okay, so now let's talk about how to go from G to A. All right, this is transposition practice, very important for developing your internal repertoire, because in bluegrass, folk music, traditional music, it's good to be able to take one song that you sing in maybe G, take it to like B flat or F or C sharp, where someone else sings it or picks it, to be able to suit different moments and different people's registers and their voices. So to go from G to A, what's the big secret? Okay, it's just everything's 2 half steps higher in A. Okay, so if you're starting on the open D in G, what's 2 half steps higher than open D? 1 would be the 1st fret of the D, 2 would be the 2nd fret of the D. Okay, so we started on the open D for G. So for A, we start on the 2nd fret of the D. So our second note in G was the 5th fret of the D. So what's 2 frets up from the 5th fret of the D? It's the 7th fret of the D, which is an A note, which is equal to the open A. So she's your open A. All right, so we're starting on the 2nd fret of the D, then open A. So instead of going 5, 0, 2 like you did in G, now we're going to go 0, 2, 4, because each of those is 1 whole step, 2 half steps up from G. So just hack that out to find A. So your arpeggio in G was 5 on the D, 2 on the A, 5 on the A. So now in A it's going to be 0, 4, open E, walking down your scale. Your B part, for G, it would start on the 2nd fret of the A. So 1 whole step up, 2 half steps, 2 frets, that's all. In A, going to be the 4th fret of the A. And instead of the open E, it's going to be 2nd fret of the E. And then walk it down the scale, same thing. All right, that's how you find A. All right, so how do we find the original key? E. All right. This can be a little tricky. Sometimes you can just like strum your E chord and be like diddling, 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 and then find that diddling. Where is it? Diddling. There it is. Diddling, 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 diddling. It might take a little practice sometimes, but if you can find a good arpeggio note to start on, that can be a good place to hunt it down from which to hunt it. So if we're thinking about what your arpeggio note was that you started in G, it was that 5th, the open D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the open G to find what number the open D is in the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're starting on the 5th with the melody. So we need to find that 5th in E. So we find an E note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk 5 notes up the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be, whatever that note is. It's going to be a B note. So we can find a low B. Or you can walk down the scale. 4 notes, I guess. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a grasshopper?
Spider.
So 4th fret of the G, that's going to be the 5th of E. So that's a 1 and a 5 and a 1. that's where you're gonna start your melody. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. So you can hack that out. This is the original key, E. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. That's the hard part going down on the first fret of the D. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4. And a 1. There's your arpeggio. 2, 6, 2. And a 1, and a 2, E, and a 3, and 4. And then you got to find your your minor part. How do we do that? So let's think about what it was in G, harmonically wise, in the scale. So it was, which is the major third in G. It's that B note. So if we can find the major third in E, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be our starting note for the B part. So we've got to know what the relationship is from that major third to the next note in the B part. This gets a little bit confusing, but you got to follow your ear. So 6th fret of the D, 4th fret of the A. All right. So if you're thinking about what that relationship is, if you're in the key of C sharp minor, which is the 6th minor of E, as the relationship was from G to E minor in the first key, or A to F sharp minor in A. Now we're in E, so the 6th minor, the off chord in the B part, is C sharp minor. So it's going to be a 5 of the C sharp minor and a 1 to find your melody note. You can think of that a couple different ways. You can have your little finger on the 8th fret of the G, or your first finger sliding back to the 1st fret of the D. Gotta follow your ear a little bit there. That's how you find the original key. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this study with the Lone Ranger. And if you like the content, please like the video, and maybe share it, or leave a little comment. Let us know what you're into. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can check out patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. And thank you very much to all the Noya Mountain Music patrons who are supporting this channel. Couldn't do it without you. And thank you to my lovely wife, Brooke, for the videography. And hope you all had a beautiful eclipse. And we'll see you on the next one. We try to make a new video here on the channel every Monday. So lots of love from Charlotte. Adios, neighbors.